Yo, what's up, my friends? It's Steve from Straight Fire Picks. We got best bets for NFL Wildcard Saturday here on Saturday, January 13th, 2024. We got Browns versus the Texans, and we also got the Dolphins versus the Chiefs. It's going to be a great NFL slate for Saturday. Super stoked for the playoffs, guys. We're going to have 4 picks that are great value bets for this Saturday NFL slate. We're also going to have a same game parlay that I think is a great value bet and a chance for us to win some additional money. So let's get after it here today, guys. Let's do a quick recap of our last episode. So we did Lions-Cowboys from a few weeks ago, that controversial game where the Lions lost there at the end. We went 2-1 in that game. We had the Lions on the spread, which they covered plus 5.5, and we had Brandon Cooks over 41.5 receiving yards. Those both cash. We missed on Jahmyr Gibbs over 43.5 rushing yards, or rather over 50.5 rushing yards. He finishes with 43. Really thought he was going to get there easily. Unfortunately, he didn't. And then we missed our same game parlay there as well. So we're going to get back after it today, guys. So like I said, we got NFL picks for the playoffs. Super excited. Comet capper from that game, we had Travis Hortman calling Sam Laporta over 50.5 receiving yards. He cashes that. It's a great call out there from Travis. Make sure you guys also check us out on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, at Straightforward Picks for more picks and content. We have picks for NBA, which have been absolutely sizzling in the NBA lately. We're 19-3 in our last 22 NBA picks, so make sure you guys check us out for the NBA as well. It's been a great week, so hopefully we keep that rolling. And outside of that, I think that's going to do it for our announcements. Am I covering anything? Make sure you check out our Discord page as well. It's absolutely free down below. You get access to more picks, chat, stuff like that. It's completely free, so make sure you guys check that out as well. Without further ado, guys, let's get after today. Let's get a 4-0 sweep. So let's get right into our picks here. At number 1, we got Devin Singletary over 63.5 rushing yards here for the Houston Texans. Minus 114 odds on FanDuel. So we kind of know the script for this one a little bit, right? You got rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud making his first playoff start. Going to be interesting. Playoff football, as we know, is a lot different. Things are going to be a lot more, just a lot higher intensity and stuff like that. So is Stroud ready for it? It's not as much that I don't think he'll be ready for it, but he does struggle a little bit versus press man-to-man coverage. That is a known thing. So struggles a little bit more against it, I should say. So I got the Texans relying a little bit more on the run game. They're coming off a game of playoff intensity last week where Singletary got 24 carries, right? I could see more of that in this game. I think if he gets 24 carries, I think he's cashing this line easily. In fact, if I think he gets 17 or 18, I think he's cashing this line easily. So they're going to need to run the ball, I think, to stay in this one. I'm not sure you want to get in a shootout with Joe Flacco right now, the way he's playing, the way that offense is rolling for the Browns. We know about how well he's been doing, throwing for 300 just about every game. He's been absolutely killing it. But as far as Singletary's hit rates, he's over in 5 of the last 10 games. His first meeting here with the Browns from a few weeks ago, he had 9 carries for 44 yards. Now, they found themselves out of that game pretty early. I think the Texans will hang in with C.J. Stroud, which means I think they're going to run the ball more. So Singletary, about 5 yards a carry in that first matchup. I think if he does something like that again, we'll be on our way. Like I said, 24 carries last week versus the Colts. That's what I'm looking for here. The Browns actually allowing 4.7 yards per carry on the road. That's 7th worst in the NFL. So if there's one spot in this Browns defense you want to attack, it would be that run game, particularly when they're playing on the road. So I did a little math here. Singletary over his last 4 games is averaging 18 carries per game. So if he gets in that neighborhood, if he gets 18 carries times the 4.7 yards per carry that we just mentioned that they allow on the road, that gives you a grand total of 84.6 rushing yards. So a little bit of math there. That means I think he's got quite a bit of room to potentially cash this line. In a matchup, like I said, I think they got to run the ball to stay in this game here with the Browns. Like I said, you don't want to start getting into a shootout with Joe Flacco right now. And I just don't think that's going to be the route that they want to go. So a load there for number 1 pick. We got Devin Singletary over 63.5 rushing yards here for the Houston Texans. Minus 114 odds on FanDuel. Okay, and at number 2, we got David Njoku over 5.5 receptions here for the Cleveland Browns. Plus 100 odds on Bet365. Over in 7 out of his last 8 games, guys. He had 6 receptions in the first meeting here with the Texans, so I like seeing that. Texans for the season allowing the second most receptions to tight ends, so I like seeing that as well. Averaging 9.2 targets per game over his last 11 games, which obviously we love seeing that. That's a very good target rate. And he's clearly been a favorite of Joe Flacco's. Joe Flacco loves throwing him the ball, so we like seeing that. Could also see some adjustments here from the last game. When they Browns and Texans played, Amari Cooper had 265 yards receiving, 11 catches, 2 touchdowns. So I'm willing to think this Texans defense has got to adjust a little bit to him. You can't allow that to happen. That's absolutely wild. So you might see more doubles there on Cooper. And, they're not going to be able to double team both these guys. And if Njoku has single coverage, definitely going to like them matchups in the middle of the field. Texans, like I said, allowing the second most receptions to tight end. So I think he'll be able to work that middle of the field. And Njoku should get some great looks. So love it there for our number 2 pick. We got David Njoku over 5.5 receptions here for the Cleveland Browns. Plus 100 odds on Bet365. Okay, moving on to our other game at number 3. We got the Kansas City Chiefs minus 4.5 spread here versus the Miami Dolphins. Minus 110 odds on FanDuel. Guys, I want to take the Dolphins. I really do. When I was looking at this initially, I was like, yeah, Dolphins plus 4.5, right? No. I want it to happen, but it's not going to happen. This is where my brain is outweighing my heart. Just simply because I want the Chiefs out of the playoffs. That's just how I'm looking at it. Guys, the temperature is going to be 0 degrees at kickoff. It's going to be really cold. It's not just going to be cold. This is going to be like stupid cold. Dolphins are from Miami. They don't play in the cold. That's not what they do. Tua's from Hawaii. He played at Alabama. He's playing in South Beach. He's not going to like playing in the cold, guys. That's just not his forte in this type of cold. This isn't just cold. I'm not talking like 30 degrees. I'm talking 0. We're talking 0 degrees. I think it's going to be a challenge for him. I really do. We already saw the Chiefs win the first matchup 21-14 here. They led 21-0 at the half in that one. And the Dolphins, Chiefs haven't exactly moved in a great direction since that game, but neither of the Dolphins really, as far as on the injury front. Both Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb are out for the Dolphins, which means you're not going to be able to get that kind of pressure that you need to get on Patrick Mahomes, which is going to be an issue. Regardless of what the receivers are doing in Kansas City, if you can't get pressure on Mahomes, you're going to have problems. You can still throw it to his backs. You can still throw it to his tight ends. He's still very mobile, very dangerous with his legs, very dangerous outside the pocket. He can make things happen literally on his own. But at some point, wide receivers are going to start catching the ball too. I think Rashee Rice, they can count on Rashee Rice, and he's going to look for him. He's going to look for Kelsey, I think, in this game as well. And I think the Chiefs are going to have a lot of success. Being at home, that's just going to be so hard on the Dolphins, I think. We saw the Dolphins lose 56-19 in their last road game versus the Ravens. We saw them lose last week to Buffalo 21-14 at home. And really, if Josh Allen doesn't turn the ball over 3 times last week, because Bills had a lot of those turnovers down deep in the red zone, the Bills would have won that game by a lot more. They really dominated that game. Allen threw for like 360 yards. That kind of gives me an idea of where their pass rush is at. The picks that happen with Allen are just mostly bad decisions. So I think they're gonna have a hard time generating pressure, which means I just see the Chiefs honestly getting ahead in this one. And also the defense is going to give Tua a lot of problems, I think. So love it there for number 3 pick, guys. We got the Chiefs minus 4.5 spread here versus the Miami Dolphins minus 110 odds on FanDuel. Okay, and finally at number 4, we got Tyreek Hill under 86.5 receiving yards here for the Miami Dolphins. Minus 114 odds on FanDuel. So along the same lines of what we talked about, he's already went under in this first meeting with the Chiefs, tallying 62 yards. So obviously he didn't have a lot of success there. Chiefs are obviously very familiar with Tyreek Hill. They know how to play him. So it showed in their first matchup. 8 catches, 62 yards. They held him in check. And I think they will once again. And again, it's cold. I think this is going to affect Tua probably more than it would Hill. Hill could play in the cold, I think. It's not like Hill can't play in the cold, but I think it's going to be Tua that's going to have the problems, and obviously he's throwing him the ball, so that's going to be an issue. He's under in 4 out of 8 road games this year. That's actually not a bad hit rate when you consider how good his hit rate to this line was for the whole year. It's a lot better at home. Chiefs with the 4th fewest yards allowed to wide receivers on the season. They defend that position obviously very well. They have the highest sack percentage in the NFL at home, meaning Hill won't be able to develop those long breaking routes they likes to do, deep in cuts down the field that he gets 20, 30 yards on. You have a hard time getting those because Tua's just not going to have the time. Chiefs defense could generate a lot of pressure there with Chris Jones and company, so I expect them to do so and to keep Hill under this line. So love it there, guys, for number 4 pick. We got Tyreek Hill under 86.5 receiving yards here for the Miami Dolphins, minus 114 odds on FanDuel. Alright guys, now for our same game parlay. This is going to be for plus 1,424 odds. This is risk-free promo that you guys see up on the screen for Saturday's games on FanDuel. So first we got Amari Cooper, 100 plus receiving yards. So he's over 100 in his last 2 games with Joe Flacco, 109 and 265. He had 265 last time versus the Texans. We talked about adjustments for the Texans, but even if they adjust, I think Cooper could still get 100. And if they don't adjust, he's definitely going to get 100. And so either way, we would have cashed Njoku like we were talking about last game, even if they don't adjust on Cooper. But so we'll see how that works out. David Njoku, anytime touchdown. He's got a touchdown 3 out of his last 4 games, including versus the Houston Texans. So I like seeing that. And then Travis Kelce, anytime touchdown. I really love this play, guys. He's got a touchdown in 11 out of his last 13 playoff games with Mahomes. So obviously we'd love to see that. The Fins here, guys, have allowed the 8th most touchdowns to tight ends. So I think this is a nice spot for Kelce to get back on track here in the playoffs at home. I look for him to show up, at least in that sense, and at least catch a touchdown for us. And I think if you get plus 115 on Kelce to get a touchdown as a parlay piece, I think it's a nice value add. So love it there for our same game parlay, guys. We got plus 1,424 odds for those 3 legs. Let's cash that in. Hopefully that cash is easy. We're officially going to put a tenth of a unit on it. But like I said, it's risk-free promo, so if we do lose it, we'll put the bonus on something else. Won't count as a loss until we use up our bonus. And so that's how that will go. So appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Hope you guys enjoyed the content here today. If you did, make sure you guys drop a like and a subscribe. Make sure you guys follow us over on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, at Straightfire Picks, more picks and content. Outside of that, you guys can also sign up for our Straightfire MVP program if you guys are interested as well. Great way to support the channel and what we do. It's the cost of about a coffee, $3.99 per month. You get access to our picks early, shout-outs and videos, roll call in the Discord, and things like that, guys. It's, like I said, just a great way to support the channel. The biggest thing is the early access to the picks if you guys want early lines. That's been more in particular for the NBA, so I haven't been really promoting that much on NFL, but we're going to get more into that. So appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you all next time. Peace out.